Hello everyone, I hope you all are fine. So today again we are starting with the chapter 1, but we have completed up to this one. So we are starting from here. So I hope before that everyone have completed their homework. So now we are starting from here. Okay, let's see today we can finish the chapter or not. Okay, let's begin the chapter. You just follow your books. Importance of photosynthesis. The process of photosynthesis. Before we tell what is photosynthesis, process by which plants make their own food with the help of chlorophyll, water, and sun. Now, what is the importance of photosynthesis? Photosynthesis enables green plants to prepare their own food, which they use for their own growth and survival. The extra food gets stored in the form of starch in different parts of the plant. Now, all animals depend on plants for their food directly or indirectly. Oxygen, which is essential for the survival of all living organisms, which is produced during the process of photosynthesis. Animals and humans breathe in oxygen, breathe out carbon dioxide. So plants breathe in oxygen. Plants gives us oxygen, and we gives them carbon dioxide, which is used by green plants to prepare their own food. This maintains the balance of O2 and CO2 in nature. O2 means oxygen and CO2 means carbon dioxide. Now, what is heterotropic nutrition? What is heterotropic nutrition? So the term first term heterotrophic nutrition. What is this? So heterotropic nutrition. What is heterotropic nutrition? Heterotropic nutrition is mode of nutrition in which organisms cannot prepare their own food and depend on green plants. So heterotropic nutrition is a mode of nutrition in which organisms doesn't prepare their own food. They depend on the food made by the plants. It is directly or indirectly. Such organisms are called heterotrophs. Almost most plants are autotrophs, but there are some plants that obtain their nutrients from other plants and animals. Such as plants are called heterotrophic plants. Almost all plants are autotrophs. Autotrophs means they are preparing their own food, but some of the plants are there which depend on other plants, and they are known as heterotrophic plants. Heterotrophs can be categorized as shown in the flow chart. So, the heterotrophic plants, heterotrophic plants. Now we can divide them so what are the four? This is parasitic plants. Parasitic plants. Number 2 is saprophytic plants. Number 3 is insectivorous plants. Number 4 is symbiotic plants. Symbiotic plants. Now we'll go through by one. What is parasitic plant? So first plant, what is parasitic plant? What is parasitic plant? Now parasitic plants, some plants like cuscuta, todder and mistletoe that depend on other plants for their food are called parasitic plants, which depends on these plants are depend on other plants for their food. They absorb food from the green plants which are called host. The cuscuta plant produces yellow tubular structures which attach to the host plant and wrap around this system to absorb ready-made food from it. In the parasitic relationship, only the parasitic plant benefits. The parasitic plant harms the host plant to some extent by its growth, slowing it down, but it rarely kills the host plant. Now, these plants depend on other plants for food and they are known as host. Now we'll go for the saprobiotic plants. What is saprobiotic plants? Organisms like mushrooms, moods, yeast. I think everybody know about mushrooms. You have I think everybody have eaten also mushrooms. So organisms like mushrooms, moods, yeast, which feed on dead and decaying organic matter. They are called saprophytes, which which feed on dead and decaying organic matter. They are known as saprophytic. Saprophytes lack chlorophyll and thus they cannot prepare their own food. So suppose what is the lack of chlorophyll we can understand by how we can understand that lack of chlorophyll is there. So in the green plants you will see that green substance is present in the plant. That's why they can prepare their own food. But in some plants you will see like mushrooms. Mushrooms doesn't have any green part in the plant because they don't have any chlorophyll to present in their body. So they cannot prepare their own food. Thus, they cannot prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis like green plants. They secrete digestive juice on the dead and decaying matter, converting them into solution and absorb nutrients from them. Hot and humid weather favors the growth of fungi. Fungi can be seen during rainy season. Have you ever seen white patches on unused objects like old shoes in warm and humid weather? These white patches are fungi. You must have seen mushrooms in the market, and some of you maybe have eaten them. Mushroom is an edible fungi. Remember, all mushrooms are not edible. Mushrooms are two types. One we can eat, and others which we cannot eat. Number three is insectivorous plants. What is insectivorous plants? Now we know that how means what insectivorous plants do. Insectivorous plants are the plants which feed on other small insects. They have special structures to catch their prey. These plants are usually green in color and can prepare their own food. They eat insects because they grow in soil that is deficient in certain nutrients. Like example, nitrogen. They fulfill their nitrogen requirement by eating insects. Because they lack nitrogen, that's why they eat insects. And because of the lack of nitrogen only, they cannot prepare their own food. In pitcher plant, example, in pitcher plant, the leaves are modified into pitcher like structure. Pitcher means like is open hole type structure where insects used to sit and they used to catch their prey like that. When an insect is trapped in the pitcher plant, it gets entangled in the hair and is digested by the digestive juices secreted by the cells of the pitcher plant. Venus flytrap, the leaves are modified into a trap. The inner surfaces of the leaves have short, stiff hair, small stiff hair, which an insect comes in contact with these hairs. The two lobes, its opening structure is like that. First, its structure is like this. When the insect sits on this, it's open. Now, when it sits like this, it usually closes its lips. So this is the structure of a Venus flytrap. Now, the last on the list, symbiotic plants. What is symbiotic plants? The plants which live in associations with other plants and share shelter and nutrients. These plants they usually stay with other plants also, and they take the shelter of the plants. They are mutually benefiting from each other. They used to stay the two types of plants staying each other, and they are benefiting from each other, and are called symbiotic plants. Such a relationship between organisms is termed as symbiosis or symbiotic associations. Some examples of symbiotic associations are lichens. Lichens are the organisms in which fungus and green algae live in association with each other. The fungus gets nutrition from the alga, and the alga gets water, minerals, and shelter from the fungus. Some fungi lives in the roots of trees. The trees provide nutrients to the fungus, and the fungus help it to take up water and nutrients from the soil. The last part, replenishing nutrients in the soil. Farmers, gardeners add manures and fertilizers to the soil before sowing seeds. Plants absorb nutrients from the soil and thus makes the soil deficient in nutrients. Different plants require different nutrients to grow. Some plants take up oxygen, nitrogen, while some require potassium, phosphorus, etc. Once these nutrients are used up, it takes a long time to replenish them naturally. In the present time, we need high yield of crops to fulfill our needs, so it becomes necessary to replenish the soil nutrients artificially by adding manures and fertilizers. These contain nutrients like nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, which plants require to grow well. A natural way A natural way to replenish the soil and with nitrogen is though the symbiotic association of rhizobium. Now I'll make you understand here. Now what is the population of our country? It's too much. Now we cannot add by the natural harvesting. We cannot do that. We cannot natural. We can do natural harvest and we can produce as much as of food as we want to satisfy ourselves because the population is high. So we need scientific technology to increase our food productions. And during this, we have to add fertilizers and manures to increase our food nutrients in the soil so that they can produce the plants, they can produce the crops in much more positive way. So these things we have to learn, understand, and we have to replenish that one through. We have to, first of all, we have to replenish the soil, nutritions of the soil, because without nutritions we cannot grow proper health, proper type of productions. A natural way to replenish the soil and nitrogen is though the symbiotic action of rhizobium and leguminous plants. The roots of leguminous plants such as pea contains rhizobium bacteria. Rhizobium converts atmospheric nitrogen into usable form for the plant, and pea plant provides shelter for food to rhizobium and its growth. It is for this reason the farmers grow leguminous plants alternately with other crops. So every crops, so in each of the part of the crops, we can see that farmer used to change their pattern of cultivating. Sometimes they are cultivating larger type of crops, and sometimes they are cultivating leguminous crops. So the soil may get replenished, soil may get nutritions to form the soils more good, and the more positivity we can get from the soil. So this much as we can. So this much we have finished. So we have already finished this chapter, and now it's time for the homework. But before that, you must do by this one by yourself. Time to answer in the book. You can tell me, you can show me the answers by taking the photographs and send me the one in WhatsApp so that I can check your answers. These terms you have to memorize: nutrition, photosynthesis, stomata, heterotropic plants, host, saprophytes, insectivorous plants, symbiosis. These terms you have to memorize it. Now your homework will be page number 7. Page number 7, question number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this one you have to complete it. So I hope everyone will complete and show me the answers, because I have got good numbers of students in class 7 and they have given me the good positive sides. So I hope you will complete your homework and show me. And before you have to complete this one, then only we can go to the next step of this chapter, because a lot of questions are there. So you must complete it. So thank you very much. I hope you will complete it. Thank you.